Teal is a small company in Valence, France, which teaches people how to build small wind turbines. Not only do we teach to build small wind turbines, we've also worked on a small wind turbine called Colibri, which is an industrial wind turbine. We built this machine with Helioscope, another company in the region. This wind turbine is 4.6 meters in diameter. This is the second machine we've built of this type. The first machine was slightly smaller, the first prototype. This one now has been working since about a year and a half. The first step for lowering or raising the wind turbine is to make sure the wind turbine is on short circuit. It's important the wind turbine does not turn while it's lowering or being raised. The electrical system, this wind turbine injects the energy directly into the electrical grid. Starting from our junction box, below it we have a lightning protection that in case of lightning will send the 3 phases to the ground. We can short circuit the wind turbine, it stops the wind turbine, and from this junction box we go to the regulator. So the regulator is a bridge diode, and the bridge diode is used for the regulator to transform the energy from the AC current from the wind turbine to DC current, which can then be sent to the inverter. This grid-tied inverter will then convert the energy to 230 volts, 50 hertz, which can be used, in this case, the restaurant or home or business. This is a very fragile piece of material, so we have a resistance which protects the inverter, and when the tension goes too high, the energy is sent to this resistance. We can also cut the electricity grid. If you want to work on an inverter or change a piece, we want to stop the grid so we do not have a risk of being electrocuted. Now we can go ahead and put the wind turbine onto short circuit and go ahead and get started on raising or lowering the wind turbine. When raising and lowering the tower, it's very important to follow the rules of security. Never go under the tower while the tower is being raised or lowered. There's a region of security that is off limits to all personnel. Also, we want to keep people, spectators, or the public away from the fall zone of the tower that can distract us while raising and lowering the tower. You can see in the red zone here, this is where we want nobody to pass under. One of the first things as well while we're raising and lowering the tower is go ahead and make sure all the turnbuckles, the wire clamps, and the shackles have been correctly connected. And we're going to have somebody pull on the back cord that's going to help us lower the tower. We'll go ahead and on this system we have a pulley. The pulley is to double the effort of our grip hoist. The grip hoist is a 1.6 ton grip hoist, which is a little bit small for this tower, so we have to double the effort by using this pulley. We can also use a winch on this system, but the advantage of using a grip hoist is something much easier to control and to slowly lower the tower. Once we've entered the cable into the pulley, we can attach the goopy. This will make sure that the cable can't come out of the pulley while we're raising and lowering the tower. The grip hoist has a security bar. This allows us to easily slide in and out the cable, permitting to pull out all of the slack of the cable. After we have 2 levels, the 2 levers, one will pull forward. The back lever pulls the cable backwards, the front lever pulls the cable forwards. So let's go ahead and take away the slack from the gin pole. Now that the machine and the gin pole slack is taken away, we can easily lower the tower. We also have our cable that keeps our gin pole in place, so we can unscrew the turnbuckle. Unscrewing the turnbuckle will now lets us easily lower the tower.
Pour amorcer la descente de l'éolienne, de tirer sur cette sangle-là pour casser en fait.
Pull on the rear guy wire to help raise the gin pole to start the descent of the tower. By pulling on the rear guy wire, we can raise slightly the gin pole. This allows the tower to start to be lowered, and then slowly we'll let out the cable that is attached to the gin pole.
Si en contrôlant, on s'aperçoit d'un jeu dans notre
On a
moyeu,
permanent magnet generator, we want to check the play in the bearings. If we have too much movement, we want to either tighten the bearings or replace them.
procéder au remplacement des roulements pour assurer en fait la maintenance.
We also want to make sure the blades are well balanced. We want to take a look at the state of the blades as well. An important part of any maintenance is taking notes. Notes on the state of the blades, the paint, the wells, the bearings.
Peut-être pour la prochaine maintenance, c'est bien pour confirmer. Alors, une chose que j'ai vue sur cette éolienne, il y a
One thing we can take a look on this wind turbine is that the gin pole's at a slight angle. The holes in the foot of the tower are not completely straight. Perhaps it would be a good idea to file these down some. We can also look at the tip of the blades. You see a little bit of wear on the tip of the blades, which maybe next time we can retouch with some polyethylene
la
paint.
prochaine fois, on va démonter le roulement. Et on
The
va
next
regarder.
time we do a maintenance on this wind turbine, we will go ahead and take apart the bearings and take a look at them. Maybe they'll need to be greased a little bit or tightened some. We suggest doing the maintenance one time each year. The idea of the maintenance is that we can check for bigger problems and problems that might be showing up on the wind turbine that we haven't yet seen. We can see a problem in the weld, we can see a problem in between the rotor and the stator. For example, if the stator starts to touch the rotor, we can have some wear. This can wear down onto our magnets, or it can cut the wires on our stator.
Je vais prendre suivante, le photo. Le photo, c'est serve de garder une mémoire, un souvenir.
It's very important to take a lot of photos while we're doing a maintenance. This lets us take a look back at what things have been done over the past years on the wind turbine. It gives us a good record along with our notes. So when we're coming back to do a maintenance a year or 2 years or 3 years from now of what work we did on this wind turbine today.
De l'éolienne, que le montage et descente de l'éolienne, une petite.
Well, so this maintenance took about 2 hours from the moment that we started installing the grip hoist. We used a grip hoist on this system because it gives us much more control. It's easy to install. We don't have to have electricity. We could also use an electrical winch. The problem with electrical winch, however, is you've got a little bit less feeling. It's faster, but still you don't have that sensation that if there's something stuck or if there's a small problem, the 4-ton winch is going to keep on pulling, so this can be sometimes a little bit dangerous. Well, thank you for joining us on this maintenance today. This has been Jay Hudnall with the Tilleul Energy Éolienne, and this is a program done to train technicians in renewable energy.